The prisoner Adam opened his eyes slowly. The first thing he felt was pain in his wrists. Cold metal cuffs held him tight against a steel chair. The room around him was dark. A single blue light glowed above his head. He took a slow breath and tried to remember how he got here. His mind was foggy. He remembered running through a burning hallway. Alarms were screaming. He had almost reached the exit when something heavy hit his head. Now he was here, alone. Or so he thought. A soft hiss broke the silence. A door slid open on the far side of the room. A tall figure stepped inside. She was wearing dark armor that shone in the dim light. Silver lines traced patterns over her chest and arms. Her hair was pulled back, and her skin was smooth and pale blue. Her eyes were bright silver. Watching him carefully, she looked almost human, but not quite. Adam knew what she was. An Alari warrior. He had only seen them in reports and on screens. Never this close. She walked slowly across the room. In her right hand, she held a long curved blade. She stopped just a step away from him. For a moment, neither of them spoke. Adam could hear his own heartbeat. She tilted her head slightly. "You are awake," she said in a calm, clear voice. He swallowed. "Yeah," he said. "Seems like it." Her eyes flicked over his face, studying every detail. "You fought hard," she said. "Many of my soldiers were injured." He did not answer. He kept his face blank. She lifted the blade slowly until the tip rested against his throat. "Any last words?" she asked. Her voice was soft, almost gentle. He looked into her bright eyes for a moment. He thought about saying nothing. But then a small smile pulled at the corner of his mouth. "Yeah," he said quietly. "You're holding it wrong." Her silver eyes narrowed. "What did you say?" she asked. He shifted a little in the chair, just enough to show he was not afraid. "Your grip," he said. "It's wrong." She frowned. "You dare to mock me?" she asked. He shook his head. "Not mocking," he said. "Just telling the truth." She pressed the blade harder against his skin. "Explain," she demanded. Adam took a slow breath. "If you hold the blade like that," he said, "your wrist is weak. It will twist if I." He moved fast. His shoulder hit her arm, knocking the blade away. Her eyes widened in shock. She stepped back and swung the blade. He ducked low. The edge of the weapon cut a line through the air where his neck had been. The cuffs held him tight, but he was ready. She tried to stab down, but he lifted his knees, blocking her wrists. The blade clattered to the floor. Her breathing was sharp now, angry. Adam looked up at her calmly. "See," he said. "Wrong grip." She stared at him. For a moment, her face showed something he did not expect. Respect. She stepped back and picked up the blade slowly. This time, she held it differently. Stronger. Better. Her eyes met his again. "Interesting," she said. He tilted his head. "Going to try again?" he asked. She did not answer. She stepped closer until he could feel her breath on his cheek. "You are not like the others," she said softly. "No," he said. "I'm not." She watched him for a long moment. Then she lowered the blade and turned away. "We will see how long your courage lasts," she said. She walked back toward the door. Before she stepped out, she looked over her shoulder. Her silver eyes met his one more time. "You should fear me," she said. Adam smiled slowly. "Maybe later," he said. The door hissed shut behind her. He let out a slow breath. His heart was still beating fast. He knew she would be back. But he also knew something else. She was curious about him. And curiosity was the first crack in any wall. He closed his eyes for a moment and made a silent promise. He would find a way out. He would not die here. And maybe, just maybe, she would help him. The Brekutatum sat very still after she left. His heart was beating fast. He looked down at the cuffs holding his wrists to the steel chair. The metal was thick, but he had seen the same cuffs before, and he knew their weakness. He took a slow breath and twisted his left wrist, pressing a small hidden button in the cuff. It clicked softly. Nothing happened right away. He waited. 10 seconds later, a thin metal pin slid out of his sleeve into his palm. He had hidden it there before the mission, carefully. He pushed the pin into a tiny hole near the cuff's hinge. Click. The cuff loosened. He flexed his hand slowly, feeling the blood return. One arm free. He looked at the door. No sound. No alarms. Good. He worked on the second cuff. Click. It fell open. Adam stood slowly, his muscles tight from being tied for so long. He rubbed his wrists, then bent down to check. The floor dot the blade she had dropped was still there. He picked it up. It felt lighter than he expected. The edge glowed softly with a blue light. He tested the balance in his hand. Perfect dot. He looked at the door again and smiled a little, holding it. Wrong, he thought. He moved to the control panel by the door. There were no words, only strange symbols glowing red. He pressed the largest button. Nothing. He tried the next. Still nothing. He frowned. Then he remembered something he had seen in the reports. These panels were heat sensitive. He pressed his hand flat over the whole surface. A soft beep sounded. The door hissed open. The hallway outside was empty. Cold blue light shone along the walls. Adam stepped out, listening carefully. He heard distant voices often echoing. He turned the other way. Slowly, he moved down the corridor. Every step silent. He passed several doors. Some were locked tight. Some were half open, showing dark rooms filled with old crates. He stopped near a small window. Inside, he saw a table covered in weapons. His weapons. He felt relief rush through him. He pressed his hand against the door panel. This time, it opened right away. He stepped in and grabbed his belt, slipping it over his waist. He holstered his sidearm and clipped a small comm device to his ear. It crackled softly, searching for a signal. He picked up his knife and tucked it into his boot. Last, he held the alien blade in his hand again. For a moment, he thought about leaving it. Then he shook his head and kept it. It felt like part of the story now. He stepped back into the hall. Just then, he heard footsteps coming fast. Adam pressed himself flat against the wall, holding his breath. 3 alien guards appeared around the corner. Their armor was dark, faces hidden behind masks. They did not see him. They turned into another room. Adam waited 5 long seconds, then moved past the door quickly. He followed the hall until it turned into a wide corridor. Bright lights glowed above a tall security door. As he approached, he heard voices inside. He froze and listened. He is dangerous, one voice said, a deep, rough tone. He is just a human, said another voice, softer. Adam knew the voice. Kala. He is not like the others, she said. You hesitate. The rough voice growled. I do not, she said quickly. Then finish him, the other voice snapped. I will, she said. Adam felt something strange in his chest. He did not know why her words made him feel disappointed. He turned away from the door. He needed to move. He needed to get out. He moved back down the corridor, searching for an exit. His comm crackled softly. A voice came through, faint but clear. Adam, do you copy? It was Captain Hale. He pressed the button on the side. I'm here, he whispered. Status, the captain asked. Escape my cell, he said. Looking for a way out. Good. Extraction in 2 hours, the captain said. Understood, Adam said. He cut the comm. 2 hours was a long time, but he would wait and survive. He turned down another hall. He stopped. Kala was there. She stood alone, her blade in her hand. Her silver eyes locked on his. Neither of them moved. Neither spoke. The silence was heavy. Adam lifted the blade he had taken from her. For a moment, something like a smile touched her lips. Then she stepped forward. So, she said softly, any last words now? Adam tightened his grip. Not yet, he said. And he knew the real fight was about to begin. The hidden truth. Adam held the blade tight in his hand. Kayla stood across from him, her silver eyes unblinking. For a long moment, neither of them moved. The corridor was silent except for the soft hum of the lights above. He watched her breathing. It was steady. She was not afraid, but she was not eager to strike either. Slowly, Kayla lowered her blade until the tip rested near the floor. You could have killed me, she said softly. You could have killed me first, Adam replied. Her eyes searched his face. Why didn't you? She asked. He took a slow breath. Because I don't kill people who are just doing what they're told, he said. Her jaw tightened. Then you are a fool, she said. Maybe, he said calmly. She lifted her blade again, but she did not move. Closer. Instead, she tilted her head a little, studying him. Why are you here? She asked. I came with my team, he said. We were exploring the outposts. Your people attacked. You invaded, she said. We landed, he corrected. We didn't fire first. She frowned. That's not what we were told, she said. He looked at her carefully. Do you believe everything your commander says? Her lips pressed into a thin line. She did not answer. A voice crackled in her ear. Kayla, report. It said. She lifted her hand to touch her calm. Her eyes never left his. I have found the prisoner. She said. Kill him. The voice ordered. Adam. Watch her face. Her silver eyes seemed darker now. Trouble. Acknowledged. She said. But her voice was low. She dropped her hand. They stood in silence. Finally, she stepped back. Double quotes. Go. She whispered. Adam blinked. Double quotes. What? Go. She said again, louder. You're letting me escape, he asked slowly. I didn't say that. She said. I said go. I will not follow. Yet. He felt something tighten in his chest. Why? He asked. Her eyes dropped to the floor for a moment. Because I'm not sure anymore, she whispered. She turned away and started down the hall in the other direction. This isn't over, she said without looking back. I know. He said. Adam watched her disappear around the corner. He felt a strange mix of relief and confusion. He did not have time to think about it. He turned and ran. He moved fast through the corridors. Twice, he heard voices and ducked into dark rooms. His calm crackled softly in his ear. Adam. Status, the captain asked. Moving, he whispered. Enemy not engaged. Copy. Hold position if you can, the captain said. Adam shook his head, even though no one could see. He could not just hide. He had to learn more. He passed a locked door with a small screen glowing red. He tapped the edge, and the door slid open. Inside was a control room filled with monitors and consoles. He stepped in and closed the door behind him. The screen showed live feeds of different parts of the ship. Prisoners in cells. Guards at their posts. He moved closer, searching the controls. One monitor caught his eye. It showed Kayla standing before her commander. Her head was bowed. He turned up the volume. He escaped. Her commander said coldly. Yes, she said softly, and you did not stop him. She did not answer. The commander stepped closer. You have doubts, he said. Kayla lifted her head. Her face was pale. I do not trust your orders, she said quietly. The commander's hand shot out, striking her across the face. She stumbled, but did not fall. Adam felt anger burn in his chest. You will do as you are told, the commander hissed. Kayla straightened slowly. And if I refuse? She asked. The commander's eyes narrowed. Then you will share the human's fate, he said. He turned and left the room. Kayla stood alone, one hand touching her cheek. Adam watched her face. He saw fear there, and something else, regret. He turned away from the screen. He knew now she was not like the others. She was caught between orders and her own heart, and maybe, just maybe, she could be an ally. He left the control room and slipped back into the hall. He would not wait for rescue. He would find the others himself, and if Kayla wanted to stop him, she would have to decide who she truly was. Asterisk an unlikely alien said him. Moved carefully down the next hall. He kept his back close to the cold wall, listening for footsteps. His heart was beating fast. He had seen Kayla's face on the monitor. She was not just a soldier. She was someone who was doubting everything she had been told. He wondered if that would save him or get them both killed. He passed a small storage room and slipped inside. He needed a moment to think. He pressed his hand to his calm. Captain, he whispered, I'm searching for the prisoner cells. Static crackled. Copy, the captain said. Extraction in 90 minutes. Understood, Adam said. He cut the comm and took a slow breath. 90 minutes was not long. He had to find the other humans before it was too late. He stepped back into the hall. He turned a corner and stopped. Kayla was standing there. Her silver eyes met his. She did not lift her blade. They stared at each other in silence. Finally, she spoke. I knew you would come this way, she said softly. He gripped his weapon tighter. Going to try again? He asked. She shook her head. No, she said. He frowned. Then why are you here? Because I can't do this anymore, she whispered. He did not answer right away. He watched her carefully. Her shoulders were tense. Her face looked tired. You could be lying, he said. I'm not, she said. Then help me, he said. She took a slow breath. What do you want? The prisoners, he said. I'm not leaving without them. Her eyes dropped to the floor. They are guarded, she said. Then show me how to get there, he said. She looked up. If I help you, my people will call me a traitor, she said. He met her gaze. And if you don't, you'll be something worse, he said quietly. What? She asked. Someone who knew the truth and did nothing, he said. Her eyes filled with something he could not name. Fear, sadness, hope. She stepped closer. I can get you in, she whispered. Then do it, he said. But after that, she said, her voice shaking, I don't know. He nodded slowly, one step at a time. He said. They turned together and moved down the hall. Adam kept his weapon low, but ready. Kayla walked beside him, her blade still at her side. He watched her face from the corner of his eye. She looked forward, her jaw set. He knew she was scared. So was he. But for the first time, he felt like maybe they had a chance. They reached a heavy door marked with strange symbols. Kayla stopped. This is the way, she said. He looked at the lock. Can you open it? He asked. She nodded. She placed her hand on the panel. The lights flickered, then turned green. The door hissed open. Inside, a long corridor stretched into the darkness. Soft voices echoed from far away. Stay close, she whispered. He stepped in beside her. As they moved deeper, Adam felt the air grow colder. Metal walls lined both sides, each with small windows. He glanced through one. A human face looked back, pale, afraid. We're here, he whispered. Kayla stopped at a control panel. I can unlock them all, she said. Do it, he said. She pressed her hand to the screen. Locks clicked open one by one. Doors slid aside. Humans stepped out slowly, blinking in the dim light. Who are you? One of them asked. Adam Rourke, he said. We're getting you out. Kayla turned away, her face hidden. Adam knew she was ashamed, but he also knew she had made her choice. She had chosen to help, and that mattered more than anything. He looked at the freed prisoners. Stay together, he said. Move fast and quiet. He turned to Kayla. Thank you, he said. She did not look up. I don't know what happens now, she whispered. We finished this, he said. She lifted her eyes slowly. And for the first time, he saw something almost like peace there. Together, they led the humans back into the corridor. For a moment, Adam thought about how strange it was. An alien warrior and a human soldier walking side by side. And yet, it felt right. Because sometimes, the best allies are the ones you never expect. The escape planet Am led the line of freed prisoners down the cold metal hallway. Their faces were pale, their eyes wide with fear and hope. Kayla walked beside him. Her blade was still in her hand, but she did not lift it. Every few steps, she looked over her shoulder, as if she expected her people to appear. Where are the escape pods? Adam asked. 2 levels up, she said quietly, near the west hangar. How many? Enough for everyone, she said. He nodded. Good, he said. They reached a dark corner where the hallway split into 2 paths. Kayla raised a hand, signaling them to stop. Wait, she whispered. Adam pressed his back to the wall. He listened. Footsteps echoed down the right path. Voices low and rough. Soldiers. Kayla closed her eyes, breathing slowly. They're searching, she said. How many? Adam asked. 4, she said. He glanced at the prisoners. Most of them were too weak to fight. It would be up to him and Kayla. Stay here, he told the others. He looked at Kayla. With me? He asked. She met his eyes. Yes, she said. He felt something steady inside him. He trusted her now. They moved down the right hallway, staying low. The soldiers were ahead, checking doors. One of them turned and froze when he saw Adam and Kayla. His hand lifted, pointing. There. He shouted. Adam did not wait. He charged forward, swinging the blade. The first soldier fell back, gasping. Kayla moved beside him, her own blade flashing. They fought side by side, without speaking. Each movement matched the other. When the last soldier fell, the hall was silent again. Adam breathed hard, wiping sweat from his brow. He looked at Kayla. She was watching him with her bright silver eyes. You fight well, she said softly. So do you, he said. She looked away, her face troubled. They were my people, she whispered. I know, he said. But you saved mine, he added. She did not answer, but she did not leave. They returned to the others. It's clear, Adam said. The prisoners followed them slowly. They climbed a narrow staircase that shook with every step. Above, a sign glowed in red letter symbols Adam did not know. This way, Kayla said. She led them into a wide hall filled with crates and machines. Adam stopped and looked around. What is this place? Storage, Kayla said. Can we hide here? Not for long, she said. They will scan for body heat. Adam looked at the crates. He had an idea. Help me, he said. He and Kayla pulled a large crate aside, revealing a vent hidden behind it. He pried the cover off with the tip of his blade. Cold air rushed out. Inside, he said. One by one, the prisoners crawled into the vent. It was tight, but it was better than standing in the open. Kayla looked at him. You think this will work? It has to, he said. When the last person was inside, Adam replaced the cover. He and Kayla stayed outside, crouched behind the crates. When the skin passes, we move, he whispered, and then, she asked, we get to the pods, he said, and after that, he looked at her. Her face was pale, her eyes shining. After that, he said quietly, you come with us. She shook her head. I can't, she said. Why not? My people will call me a traitor, she whispered. They already will, he said. Her lips parted, but no words came. Above them, a soft hum filled the air. He looked up and saw small drones moving along the ceiling. Stay still, he whispered. The drones passed overhead, scanning the floor. For a moment, the red light swept over their hiding place. Adam held his breath. The light moved on. The drones disappeared around the corner. He let out a slow breath. Now, he said. They pulled the vent cover open again. The prisoners crawled out, blinking in the dim light. Almost there, he told them. He looked at Kayla. Her hand was shaking as she held her blade, but she met his eyes and nodded. Let's finish this, she said. He smiled. Together, he said. They turned toward the last hallway, and for the first time, he felt that maybe they could all make it out alive. The final battle dam led the group down the last hallway. The metal floor was smooth and cold under their boots. Every step felt louder than he wanted. Beside him, Kayla walked with her blade held tight. He saw the way her fingers shook. She was afraid, but she kept going. He respected her for that. Ahead, a wide steel door stood closed. Bright lights glowed around the edges. That's the launch bay, Kayla whispered. How many guards? Adam asked. Always at least 6, she said. He looked at the tired, thin prisoners behind them. They could not fight. It was up to him and Kayla. He took a deep breath. We going fast, he said. No stopping, Kayla nodded. Her silver eyes looked into his. You trust me? She asked softly. Yes, he said without thinking. She closed her eyes for a moment, then turned to the door. Good, she said. She pressed her hand to the panel. The door slid open with a loud hiss. Bright white light flooded the hallway. For a second, everything was silent. Then the shouting started. Alien soldiers turned, weapons raised. Adam and Kayla charged together. The first guard lifted it. Blaster. Adam knocked it aside with his blade and drove his elbow into the guard's helmet. The second soldier swung a long staff at Kayla. She ducked and cut low, sweeping the guard's legs. The others fired, bright bolts of energy cracking past them. Adam grabbed Kayla's arm and pulled her behind a stack of crates. Blasts hit the metal, making it shake. Cover me, he said. She nodded. He leaned around the crates and fired his sidearm twice. One guard fell. Kayla moved out, fast and sure, her blade flashing. Adam followed, staying close to her side. Together, they were like one fighter with 2 hearts. He thought it was strange how natural it felt. The last soldier aimed at Kayla's back. Adam saw it and shouted. She turned just in time. The blast hit her shoulder, throwing her to the ground. No, Adam yelled. He ran to her, firing again and again until the guard dropped. He knelt beside her. Her eyes were open, breathing fast. I'm fine, she gasped. Blood was on her armor, bright against the dark metal. He helped her sit up. Can you stand? He asked. She nodded. He pulled her to her feet. He turned to the prisoners. Run, he shouted. Get to the pods. They moved past him, helping each other. Kayla leaned on his arm as they followed. Her steps were slow, but she did not stop. She kept her blade ready in her good hand. They reached the row of small ships at the far wall. The escape pods were open, waiting. Adam counted them quickly. Enough for everyone. He helped the last prisoner climb inside. Kayla looked at him, her face pale. You must go, she said. Not without you, he said. She shook her head. I am not one of you, she whispered. You are now, he said firmly. A loud voice echoed through the bay. Traitor. Adam turned. The alien commander stood at the entrance, weapon raised. His armor was bright silver, marked with red lines. His eyes locked on Kayla. You shame your people, the commander hissed. Kayla lifted her chin. I am not ashamed, she said. The commander raised his weapon. Then die with them. He fired. Adam stepped in front of her without thinking. The blast hit his shoulder, knocking him back. Pain exploded through his arm. He fell to one knee. Kayla screamed and swung her blade. The commander blocked her, but she did not stop. She struck again and again, driving him back. Her face was set, her eyes bright with fire. Adam tried to stand. His arm felt numb, but he would not watch her fight alone. He pushed himself up and grabbed his sidearm with his good hand. He aimed and fired. The shot hit the commander in the chest. He stumbled. Kayla swung one last time. Her blade cut through his armor. The commander fell without a sound. The bay went quiet. Kayla dropped her blade and fell to her knees. Adam caught her before she hit the floor. She looked up at him with wide eyes. You saved me, she whispered. He shook his head. We saved each other, he said. She closed her eyes, breathing hard. Then let's finish it, she said. He helped her stand. Together they turned toward the last escape pod. For the first time, there was nothing in their way. Adam helped Kayla walk toward the last escape pod. Her steps were slow, but she did not ask to stop. Her bright silver eyes stayed fixed on the open hatch ahead. Every few steps, she squeezed his hand like she needed to be sure he was still there. He held on tight. The bay was quiet now. The commander lay still on the floor. The prisoners were gone, safe inside the other pods. Only the two of them remained. Adam looked at Kayla. Her face was pale. Her shoulder burned from the blaster shot, but her jaw was set. She was not afraid anymore. They reached the pod. He helped her climb inside first. She settled onto the bench and closed her eyes for a moment. You go, she whispered. He frowned. What? You should fly, she said. They will see me and fire. He looked at her and shook his head slowly. No, he said. We go together. She opened her eyes and stared at him. I don't belong with your people, she said softly. Maybe not yet, he said. But you don't belong here either. Her lips trembled. What will I be now? She asked. He smiled a little. Free, he said. He stepped inside and closed the hatch. The pod was small, just enough room for the lights blinked on the panel. In front of them, Adam pressed a button to start the launch sequence. A soft hum filled the pod. Kayla watched his hands. You are not afraid? She asked. He turned to look at her. I'm always afraid, he said, but that doesn't mean I stop. She nodded slowly. I don't want to stop anymore, she whispered. He reached out and took her hand. Then don't, he said. The pod began to shake. Outside, alarms blared. The ship knew they were escaping. Red warning lights flashed across the control panel. Kayla looked at him with wide eyes. They will fire on us, she said. He gripped her hand tighter. Then we fly. Fast, he said. A loud voice crackled through the comm. Escape pods stand down or be destroyed. Kayla's hand tightened in his. Adam leaned close to the microphone. No, he said simply. He pressed the launch button. The pod lurched hard, throwing them back against the seats. A roar filled the air as the engines fired. The bay doors slid open. For 1 second, Adam saw the stars shining outside. Then the pod shot forward into space. He looked at the screen. Small red lights moved toward them. Enemy ships. Hold on, he said. Kayla gripped the edge of the seat, her face pale, but calm. You know, she said softly, I used to think all humans were the same. He glanced at her. And now I think I was wrong, she said. He smiled a little. I used to think all Alari were killers, he said. And now, she asked. Now I think I was wrong too, he said. The pod shook as a blast hit near the engine. Lights flickered. They won't stop, she whispered. He looked into her eyes. Then neither will we, he said. He pressed a button on the side panel. A small shield generator powered up, sending blue light over the pod. It was weak, but it would buy them time. He turned the controls, guiding the pod between the enemy ships. Another blast flew past them, missing by inches. Kayla closed her eyes, breathing fast. If we die, she whispered, I'm glad it's with you. He felt something warm in his chest. We're not dying today, he said. The pod screen flashed green. A new signal appeared. A human ship, big and bright, coming fast. Look, he said. She opened her eyes and saw it. Her lips parted in shock. Your people, she whispered. Our people, he said quietly. The human ship fired at the enemy vessels. Bright beams of light cut across space. The Alari ships broke apart and vanished into the dark. Adam guided the pod closer to the human ship's docking bay. As they neared, Kala let out a shaking breath. I didn't think I would see this, she said. He looked at her. You chose to be better, he said. Her silver eyes shone. So did you, she whispered. The pod landed inside the docking bay with a soft thud. For a moment, neither of them moved. Then Adam reached over and took her hand. She held it tight. He looked into her eyes and smiled. Any last words? She asked softly. He leaned closer. Yeah, he said. You're holding it right this time. Her laugh was soft and full of something he had never heard before. Hope. Outside the small window, the stars waited. Together, they stepped into the light. Free.